This is going to be the second part of deadlock prevention. We were looking at how we need to break at least one of the necessary conditions for a deadlock. The first two conditions I explained in the immediate previous segment. In this segment, we'll look at the third and fourth conditions. The third condition is no preemption. So preemption is when you give up your resources which you had claimed before you have finished what you're doing. So if you watch the previous segment where I explained the first two conditions, I was using this analogy of exam and stationaries and that kind of thing. So I'll continue with that analogy here. So preemption is when I have my stationaries, I have my calculator, I'm about to step in, but I see that my sibling needs a calculator. So I give my calculator to the sibling and I do not write my exam until my sibling has finished with his thing. That kind of a thing. So I claimed my resources, I have what I need, but because someone else needs it, I'm giving it up without finishing my execution. That is preemption. Now, necessary condition for deadlock is no preemption. Whatever I have, I retain it. Whatever he has, he retains it. Neither of us is willing to give up and lend our thing to the other. That is where a deadlock is. So, if you want to break a deadlock, the idea is someone chooses to be the bigger person and gives up their resources without having finished their job, which is probably a better idea than dealing with hold and wait or mutual exclusion. But again, there is a problem here. The thing is, there can be starvation. So let's say I have my calculator, my sibling needs it. So instead of taking up my exam, I lend it to my sibling. Then my sibling finishes with the calculator, he comes, he returns it to me. Now I am about to start my exam, but my classmate from the neighboring branch, she comes and she needs the calculator. So I give it to her. Then she goes, she uses it for the exam, she comes back. And then someone else from my class comes and says they need the calculator. So I give it to them. They go, they use it, come back. So I keep lending it to people. I keep giving up control over my resource. I am never going to be able to use it for my own exam, right? And that is exactly what we call starvation. So if you looked at the dining philosopher problem also, I explained this idea where there is one philosopher who is hungry, but her left neighbor is hungry, so she gives her chopstick there. As soon as the left neighbor has finished, the right neighbor is hungry, so she gives her chopstick there. Once the right neighbor is finished, again the left person, right, left, right, back and forth. So this philosopher, she never gets to eat. That kind of thing can happen if you try to break the no preemption rule. So this is also not a very good rule to break, which leaves us with but one option. If you want to prevent a deadlock, you have to break the circular wait idea. Right. Now, it so happens that this is the most practically feasible idea, or the most practically feasible thing to do is to break the circular wait logic. So what you do is, you take your set of resource types and you order them, you number them by some logic. It can be arbitrary, it can be based on the number of instances, it can be based on how important this resource is, it can be anything, but you give them some order, R1, R2, so on up to Rm. Now, any process which is claiming resources can only make a claim in increasing order of this numbering. How will this help? So, see, let us say we have two resources. I'm going to continue with the exam analogy here. We have two resources, stationery and calculator. So I'm going to let us take the normal case. Let's say I have stationery, I don't have a calculator. My sibling has a calculator, he doesn't have stationery. So I am waiting for him to give me the calculator. He is waiting for me to give him the stationery. That is a circular wait, right? One is waiting on the other is waiting on one. So this is, why did this happen? Because I claimed one resource, he claimed another resource, and neither of us is willing to give up. So instead, if our parent is going to number the resources, let's say my parent says stationery is R1 and calculator is R2, and my parents impose a rule that you can claim for resources only in ascending order. So if you want R2, you have to claim R1 first, and then only you can claim R2. This is a common rule. Then I will go claim stationery R1. So stationery is with me now. The calculator has not been claimed yet. Now if I want to claim the calculator, I can go ask for it. I have R1 already, so I can go ask for R2. So let's say I ask for it, I have both, I will write my exam, I'll finish it, I'll return it to my parents. After that, my sibling is free to do whatever he wants. Or I don't claim the calculator, I'm simply sitting with the stationery. My sibling cannot go and make a claim on the calculator because calculator is R2. He does not have R1, he cannot ask for R2, right? So the calculator is still there available for me to take whenever I want. So I'm writing the exam or I'm doing my homework, and somewhere in the middle I realize, okay, I need a calculator for this question. I can quickly go, I can make a claim, I can use it, finish, and then when I give up, again I will give up R2 and R1. So the idea here is you're putting a sequence to the resources and saying anyone who wants to claim these resources should claim it in this sequence only. How this will help na? It does not so happen that one person claims this, the other person claims this, and then both are waiting for each other. So if one person has claimed this, and only that person is going to be allowed to claim this, and so on. So at least a circle. Of course, my sibling will have to wait until I finish with all my resources, but at least the circular wait condition is broken, and hence, because you need only one condition to be broken in order for a deadlock to be prevented, this will prevent a deadlock. So yeah, and also this will not really cause starvation because you're going in a sequence, right? And I'm taking my calculator, I'm taking my stationaries first, then my calculator. I can only need it for so much time. So once I'm done with the exam, I will return both of it. And once I return it, my sibling can go and take it. It's not like he's not continuously, like if you looked at this example, this case, we saw that starvation is likely. But in this case, it is probably not 100% impossible, but less likely to happen. So that's about deadlock prevention and how breaking circular wait is the most feasible way to prevent a deadlock. Now, we've been talking about all this at a logical level. So you make resources shareable, you make sure that a process takes up everything before it starts working, you number your resources and you mandate that they should only be picked up in a specific order, you ask some process to give up its resources. All of this is a very logical thing. So how is this actually implemented is of course a combination of some hardware and some code, which we will not be going into.